everybody, my name is Jonathan and welcome to Bearly Unboxed. Today we're going on a little mini toy hunt. You all seem to really enjoy my toy hunt videos, and I know I enjoy watching other people go on toy hunts. So today I'm going to go around to up to 4, I think there's 4 in my area that are easy to get to. Ross Dress for Less stores. And I've been hearing that people, at least on Reddit, people have been showing that they're finding the Storm Twins box set that comes with both twins. Looks like this. I already have one in my collection, but I always like to keep the first ones I get as is, like in their outfits they come in. But I've been wanting to customize one of them into something else, and so I thought it would be fun to see if we can go out and find those today. I'm only going to customize one, and I have something else I'm going to do with the other one, that the other twin, the one that comes with the bubble in her mouth is the one that I have other plans for. But anyway, let's go see if we can find them. Fingers crossed. We might maybe go to another couple stores that are on the way, but I have a feeling I'm going to mostly concentrate on just going to Ross because it is Memorial Day and I don't want to be out forever. So, all right, so let's head out. Let's go into the first Ross and see what they have. This Ross store was super busy and super loud, so they decided just to do voiceover for actually all the shopping today, just to make it easier, because I didn't want to have to edit the sound so much like I did the last time. They still had one of these Illy dolls. I didn't get it, and I kind of wish I would have, but these Unicorn Academy dolls I keep looking at too. They're really cute. This was a cool like army man type pack, but it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, so awesome. I also looked at some other things other than toys, and I thought this bear lawn ornament statue was cute, and this hedgehog, so stinking cute, but so huge. So I'm leaving the first Ross, and it was super busy. There was a lot of families and kids looking at the toys, so I didn't get a lot of footage, but they had no Rainbow High or Shadow High. So on to the next one. Alright, we made it to the other Ross, and I realized I have never been to this one. So let's go inside and see what there is. I'm excited. So they had a ton of pop figures at this particular Ross, and a lot of them I hadn't seen before. I used to collect these a lot, but I don't really collect them much anymore. I still like to look at them though. And they also had an Illy doll. This is the only one I could find. It was Minnie Mouse. Really cute. And they had a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, so you'll see me looking at all that because I love Sonic the Hedgehog. And they also had a couple of these Magic Mixie's Pixlings for only $10. Like, that's a really good price for those. And I did find one Rainbow High doll. This one I already have. She was only $10, and I actually already have a couple of her, so I just put her back. And Lilo and Stitch is getting really popular again because of the live action movie. I've heard mixed reviews about it, and I don't know if I'll see it. Maybe I'll watch it when it comes to streaming. But they also had a lot of like Barbie stuff I hadn't really seen before, like that little Chelsea doll. And this Barbie, this Brooklyn, she's really cute. She comes with a little puppy for $8. Like, come on, that's a pretty good deal. And here's some more Sonic figures, which were on like clearance, kind of, I think. I don't know, the tag was a different color. And I see these dolls a lot at Ross, so if you're looking for a really cheap Barbie, $5, you know, that's a good deal. And yet again, another Sonic the Hedgehog. I thought this was adorable. And I don't really collect a lot of the figures, but I like to look at them. And they also had this Barbie, which was also $4.99 from the same series. And more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I do love. They had a lot of For Real friends. And lots of baby dolls, not my thing. And I keep seeing these too. These are the Wild Mares. I wish they looked a little different. I don't know, there's something about them that's kind of weird to me. But tell me if you like them. I'd like to hear.
So that was a bust. I mean, they did have one Rainbow High doll, but it was a little smaller than other Rosses, so, but it's good to know it's here. So on to the next one. So we made it to the third Ross today. This is one that I had originally forgot was here, and I had been to it before. In a previous video, I think I said how I had forgotten about it, but we're gonna go in and see what they have. This one's actually has a really nice toy section, so we'll see.
This was the first time I saw Monster High at this third Ross, and she was only $8.99. I picked her up already, and I still have her in box. Probably unbox her this summer sometime. I have a couple others in that series. There was no Rainbow High that I could find, but lots of Monster High at this particular location, and I just did a review on this doll. If you want to see it, check out it's a recent video, so just look for it on my channel. And I also have a Monster High playlist if that's your thing. And I keep looking at these airbrush plush, and I think they're really cute. I might actually pick one up eventually just to try out. Might be kind of fun. I wonder how they work. And if you've used them, I'd love to hear. They had a lot of Claudine. There's another one. Apparently she was the least popular of that series. Teddy Bear, or Deddy Bear, I think they're called. Not much really here. I was surprised. Usually they have a lot more. There were a few Barbies, but nothing. They were just playline. Nothing really interesting. And I kept looking though. I'm like, there's got to be more, right? And I thought this was kind of neat. It's kind of cool if your kids are into science. And they had a couple of those. They were all lizards, salamanders, or whatever. And of course, they did have a Bratz doll.
Well, they didn't have any Rainbow High at all, but they did have Monster High. But that's not what we're looking for today. So one more to go. We are at the last Ross for the day, so this is the fourth one. And unfortunately, this one's toy section is always really empty looking. I think people just really buy a lot of toys in this area. So the previous one also was kind of empty, and it's usually a lot more full. So let's go in and see if there's anything. So far, I haven't picked up anything because I'm looking for a very specific thing. But I always hate when I go on a toy hunt and come home empty-handed. So there is a Target here, and I might pop in there if I feel like it. I don't know. There's also a TJ Maxx, but I was just there recently and I didn't see much. But I don't know, we'll see. I don't want to be out all day today because making burgers later because it's Memorial Day and all. And it's actually National Burger Day, I think I read. So anyway, besides the point, let's go in and see what they have.
So I always look at this caterpillar. I'm about to look at it again. I look at this almost every time I come to this store because it's my favorite color. Purple, green, and teal. Those are like my favorite color combination. It always catches my eye when I see those three colors together. These smashers, these are terrible. They tell you you can rebuild them, but you can't. It's so hard to rebuild the egg after you crack it open. This store, I have found Rainbow High-End actually a few times, but most of the time they just don't have a lot here. I keep seeing this particular Cutie Reveal Barbie everywhere. I guess she was the least popular maybe. And they also have a plush section at this one that seems bigger than other ones. And of course Polly Pocket. I always look at Polly Pocket, and $4.99 isn't bad for that. This Blue Dragon, love him. There's so many toys here that I'm just aren't really my thing. It's Crash Bandicoot. This toy hunt, unfortunately, was just kind of lackluster, and I'm worried it might get like this more and more with all the stuff going on with tariffs. But despite that, I did see this little hedgehog Polly Pocket. It's a little boy Polly Pocket, which is really rare. I almost picked it up, and there was actually three. Here's the third Polly Pocket. It's an axolotl, which I absolutely love axolotls. There was not much there. I will say I was very tempted to pick up that Polly Pocket with the boy and the hedgehog. But I don't collect Polly Pocket, and I don't know if I want to start. It's just I like them, but I kind of like the older ones better. But anyway, we're gonna go check out Target real quick, and maybe a Value Village because they're here and they might have something. I am walking into Target. They're pretty busy, so I don't know how much I can actually record. Target was having so many sales, and they all ended, unfortunately, on Memorial Day, I think. But there's a lot of things that were half off or 40% off. So you'll have to let me know if you took advantage of any of those sales. And I think there was also a Cartwheel coupon for 15% off. But these Dream Besties are super cute, and for some reason, I showed all of them but Barbie. I did Barbie Malibu. I didn't show her for some reason. That birthday Barbie is really cute. I thought this Ken was cute. I just wish it had more articulation. That's my one thing with Barbie, is they often don't have enough articulation to start out. I've been looking for more mermaids, and so I was looking through the Chelseas to see if there were any mermaid ones, and I didn't see any. But there's a lot of new Barbie stuff, just a lot of stuff that I'm not really looking for. I do think some of these new fashionistas are really cute. This one's face is really pretty, and I think this one is really adorable. And of course I had to look at the Monster High. I don't have any of the Fear Book dolls yet. I don't know if I'm going to get them. And they have the Illy dolls. Nothing that caught my eye. I really wanted a Princess Aurora Illy doll, but I don't think they ever made one. Not Much Little's Pet Shop. That was the only thing they had. And there's more of those Wild Manes. They were on sale. And also the Unicorn Academy. This same doll was only $8 at Ross, but she's $11.29 at this one. And of course, Rainbow High. Rainbow High, they had the watercolor and create dolls like half off. It's a really good deal. And I always come over here, look at the Furbies, also see if there's any Magic Mixies. And sadly, this is the sole Magic Mixie product that Target has, the Target exclusive Angel. And I always look at Pokemon figures. This one's cool. It's Arcanine, and I really love this other one. He was only $11.99, Zero Aura. He's very cool. And then I always look at the Marvel figures, but lately there hasn't been much, especially in stores. Everything you have to order online lately. They did have the Miles Morales. It's kind of cool. And the Captain America was on clearance. And not much Transformers either. And Star Wars, they didn't have much. They did have these newer figures, which are more for like little kids. Now, $14.39 for these Masters of the Universe figures is great. It's too bad. I already have both of those. In fact, this store has had those same figures and these same figures for months now, and I'm surprised they haven't been put on clearance. This turtle I thought was really interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And then they have Thundercats figures that are way too expensive for what you get. Like, I don't understand why that's $35. So I look at the Pops. I never really buy that many, or any at all, really. This was awesome. The dinosaurs, Earl, Sinclair. It's very detailed. And this Gengar Pokemon is actually really cool. And then I found this Storm one, and I almost bought it. She's awesome. Nothing I really needed at Target, although the new Barbie besties are really cute, but I'm not collecting every single one. And I still have some of the original ones to open, so stay tuned for that. So I made it to a Value Village that's really close to the Ross and the Target I was just at, and hopefully they have something cool. So let's go in and see. So I figured I might as well stop in here. They had an Edward Cullen, and I almost got him, but his pants were ripped because his outfit was actually really cool. And then I always look for Hummels because they remind me of my grandma. My grandma had a bunch of these. I never usually buy any, obviously, but this Barbie I almost picked up, but her face and her body don't match. Like, I thought that was really bizarre. It must be faded or something. So, Marvel Legends. This is usually the collectibles section. They have lots of porcelain dolls, but over in the toy section, the kids section, they had a couple My Little Ponies, Care Bear. They had Cheer Bear. She's dressed as a unicorn. I thought that was kind of cute. I like them when they're just the bear, they're not dressed up as something. That unicorn I thought was interesting, and I always look at tiger stuff just because it's cute. And Cabbage Patch Kid, this seems like an original for only $6. And found this Barbie Brooklyn mermaid that lights up, but it wasn't working anymore. Probably just needs a new battery. I don't even think I have that one, but I was like, I don't need another mermaid. I just added 4 to my collection recently. I love Spike the Dragon, so I was looking at that. I almost picked it up, but the detail on him wasn't the best. There's a little Barbie mermaid baby and Ursula from, I think it's the Little Mermaid cartoon. And they have a lot of Hero Clicks. Someone must have unloaded their Hero Clicks collection. I couldn't recognize any of them. There's a MGA Poopsie Surprise, I think. I don't know what kind of animal that was. I always look for doll clothes. Sometimes you'll actually find some Rainbow High doll clothes or some nice Barbie clothes, but I didn't see any there. So I came over here, and honestly, most of the Barbies they had were just kind of what you would expect. Nothing really caught my eye. No Rainbow High clothes. A lot of Princess. It's a Pinkie Pie equestrian girl, and she actually talked. I must have pushed a button on her or something. And a Belle. She was really pretty. Always an Elsa. There's always Elsa. But yeah, nothing really caught my eye here today, unfortunately.
I left Value Village. There wasn't anything I had to have. There were no Rainbow High dolls, no Shadow High, no Monster High. Monster High G3 dolls that aren't showing up at thrift stores quite as much as I hoped they would, which is probably a good thing. I guess that means people really like them. So, but now I'm at a TJ Maxx, and this is definitely my last stop. There's nothing else in the area. What started out as a hunt for some Shadow High Storm Twin dolls at Ross has just turned into like kind of just a toy hunt. Nothing. Looking for nothing in particular. If I find those, that would be awesome. But let's go in and see what they have.
So now we're on the last hurrah. This is my last stop for my toy hunt today. It didn't really work out the way I thought it would, but I thought they might have something here. And, $8 for that Descendants doll wasn't too bad, but just haven't really got into that. So I don't know. The doll is really pretty though. I've seen pictures of it, and at this point I'm just kind of looking at what all they have. Maybe there's something interesting. This store actually had a lot more than I'm used to seeing, and this Prince B kind of caught my eye. I like his outfit, and I was like, well, $4.50 is a good price. But I don't collect OMG dolls. In fact, I just sold a couple. But there's got to be something. I always feel like, when I go on these toy hunts, if I come home empty-handed, I guess that's a good thing because I'm saving money, but I always feel kind of weird driving around everywhere and then not finding anything. The last time I was here, I didn't see a lot either, but they had some newer stuff. I think this was at the same store last time, the Barbie color reveal, Chelsea. And there's a lot of OMG dolls, a lot of Barbies. I thought she was pretty, but not really my cup of tea. And there's a Polly Pocket. Seeing lots of Polly Pocket. $8 though. I was like, I'm definitely not collecting those. I don't need them. But I wanted to get something, so I kept looking.
Back in my car, and I actually did find something. You probably saw it in the footage, so I won't ruin the surprise. I'll show it to you when I get back home. So we'll take a look. I have a special idea for something to do with it, though. So we'll see. We'll see if it works.
All right, so we are back from our little trip, and we did go to a couple other stores other than Ross. because I had no luck finding those Storm Twins. But like I said earlier, I did end up picking something up at the very last place. It was the only thing I picked up all day. But I'm excited. I got this LOL OMG Guys, the Prince B. He was only $4.50 at TJ Maxx. I've been seeing him at TJ Maxx and at Marshall's for around $5. I think originally he was like $4.99 and then went down to $4.50. So if you're looking for this guy, definitely check your TJ Maxx or Marshall's. There was a lot of other things I wouldn't mind picking up, but I'm trying to save money. I'm trying not to collect everything. I already collect way too much as is. But I have a special thing I want to do with this guy. I don't really collect a lot of OMG dolls or LOL dolls. I have a few of the little ones, and I have the mermaid, one of the mermaid tweens. But I thought his outfit was super cool. It's like all gold and black, and he just looks really cool. We are going to unbox this right now. He does come with 20 surprises. Here is his barcode. And these are made by MGA, who also makes Rainbow High. And that was my focus today, was finding the Shadow High Storm Twins, because I wanted to make one into a custom, which I'll hold off on. I won't tell you what it was going to be. Maybe that'll be in a future video if I can get my hands on them. So today we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to do a custom of this Rainbow High River. So I ordered like a bunch of stuff from Macari recently, Rainbow High related. There's some other things, but I'm holding off on those for another video. But I ordered them all from the same seller, so I got like a good deal on shipping. But I ordered this River, and he only came with shorts and the t-shirt. I'm really glad we got the t-shirt. I'm going to do something with that. But yeah, I'm super, super happy to have another River. Now, originally, I had ordered this because I wanted to try to make a mini-me out of this doll. I wanted to swap the eyes with another Rainbow High doll. It's a custom that I've actually made. He's been back here. It's this one right here, because he has brown eyes, and I always intended to swap his eyes out for River's, to give River brown eyes and to give him the purple eyes. So River, he's pretty cool. He only has the head articulation left to right, though. No tilt. I don't know if they ever even updated his doll to have the tilt. If you know if they did, let me know down in the comments. I know they updated some of the other girl Rainbow High dolls to have the tilt, but I don't know if they ever did with his character. So yeah, he has that. He has all the articulation you would imagine. I'm definitely gonna clean him up. I'm gonna wash his hair. I'm going to dye his hair. Let me take this shirt off, kind of inspect him a bit. He does have a mark on his shoulder, which, I can probably get rid of that with some alcohol. Often will work. And the cool thing about the boy Rainbow High dolls, because only the boys and a very select few of the girl dolls have foot articulation. So he can actually put his foot like that, which is really helpful for getting his clothes on and off. I think that's one of the only reasons they did it. But the feet can go from side to side, which is really cool. And he can even stand without shoes or a doll stand. I am going to look to see if I have a doll stand to go with this custom. And we're going to use this guy's outfit. And first of all, we're going to see if it even fits this doll. I have a feeling that it is going to work on him. I don't know about the shoes. They look like they might be a little small, and I haven't seen any other people try this. I'm sure there's videos out there, seeing if OMG boy clothes fit Rainbow High boy dolls. So I'm excited. This shirt's stained, so I am gonna probably totally clean this, wash it, maybe bleach it, or at least use some OxyClean on it. And then I'm also going to remove the logo, and we're going to put our own logo on it. I think if I can get that to work. I have some transfer paper that you can print on, and then you can iron it onto a shirt, and I really want to try it and see if it works. All right, so let's put him off to the side for now, and we will take a look at this guy. So this is the packaging. It says Prince B. The price tag was up here, but I took it off just so I could kind of show the package off better, because luckily it actually did come off. And then it also has this on the side, which is really cute. It says, "Hey bro." I have a few of these little brother LOL dolls. I don't think I have this one in particular, and I think that's part of the whole Queen Bee, Prince Bee family of dolls. In fact, I got one of the mermaids was the Queen Bee little mini one. So they're like, the whole characters are just, there's a bunch of different versions of them. Alright, so I have never opened a LOL OMG doll before, other than the little tiny ones and the tween mermaid one. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know what this all entails. So let's pull him out. Oh, this is cool. Okay. Okay, so that's not true. I just remembered, I did open one of the girl LOL OMG dolls in a previous video. I think it was last year. But I actually ended up selling her because I was just like, I don't have room to collect all these. Alright, so here he is without the window in a way. He's actually really cute. I love this hair. It's gelled up into like this cool hairdo, and he even has the side shave, and it's flocked. It's really cool. Okay, how does this work? How do we get you out of here? So let me try to figure that out, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we got him out, and he is super cool. He's very posable. He has a head tilt, and it can turn left to right. He has the kind of swivel ball joint on the shoulder, an elbow joint that can also spin. And then they have removable hands, and that came out super, super easy. So those turn and go up and down. And then he has the legs that can go out a bit. He can sit. He has the bend and snap knees, I think. Let me see. I thought he did. Do you? Okay, I don't know. His knees don't seem to want to bend, so I don't want to force it. I feel like they were supposed to be. His feet do turn, and they go up and down. Very similar to the Rainbow High boys. I do wish they just had normal articulation in the knees. We will have to take his pants off to see what's going on with those knees. His elbow also is very stiff on this one arm. But he's super cool. He has a lot of layers to his outfit. I don't know if I would use all of these when I'm doing my custom. We'll see. I'm kind of curious what all he comes with as far as like these. There's like little blind bags here. There's a hanger. If I remember right from the other doll that I unboxed, you get like a hanger, and there should be a stand. I see there's a brush right here, which is kind of interesting. And then there's also this part here that you punch out. So let's do that. Alright, and then that just folds back. And then you can see all his stuff is in here. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's get this all out of here. The thing I love about OMG dolls is they give you like a lot of little bits and pieces, and I think it's just really cool. You get like a lot of stuff to kind of create like an experience. You get a doll stand, and that goes in here, and then this goes up here, and I'm probably gonna need it about there. Let's try the doll stand on him. There we go. I like the color, and it has like rivets around it, and then it says OMG, LOL, OMG. It's very cool. I love these shoes that he came with. There's so much detail to them. They look so cool. And what's I think is really cool is they don't say LOL, OMG anywhere that I can see. Oh, maybe right there. Maybe on this, there's like a little okay, so that does say OMG, but it's really, yeah, so it does say OMG, but it's like not painted, it's only molded in. Alright, so there he is. Here is his brush, which I have a pink one of these brushes, which went with the doll that I ended up selling and totally forgot I had it. Found it and was like, oh, I wish I would have included that when I sold it, but oh well. I'm sure that happens to a lot of people when they go through their dolls and they're selling them off or whatever. Alright, so this is just a little paper that talks about removing the hands and putting together the doll stand. So that we don't really need anymore. And then, of course, we got their thank you MGA like pamphlets. But he came with this, and it's like a little booklet. He says he's a Gemini. So anyone born May 21st to June 20th. And then it folds up, and it's like looks like a little fashion magazine. And it says fall 22, so that's how old this doll is, I think. It says OMG guys. And then he also comes with this little card, and it says keep your head high and your kicks fly. Don't stress, just chill, Prince B. And then on this side it says California. There's tickets for a concert. That's cool. Oh, Supersonics. It's like tickets to a basketball game. Okay. Isn't Supersonics an actual team? How are they able to put that in there? MGA gets in trouble a lot for like including things in their dolls that they probably shouldn't, and I wonder if that's one of them. All right, so we have 4 blind packs. I think this is another like clothing piece, and then these are accessories. So let's see what's in here. This packaging is pretty cool. It kind of has a weird blurry effect to it, like kind of like if you put 3D glasses on, it would look 3D kind of effect. Alright, so this looks like it's his sunglasses, which are actually kind of cool. I love all the detail that MGA puts into their dolls. I mean, it's just like kind of amazing how much detail. Now, the thing with LOL OMG dolls that kind of is off-putting to me and why I don't really collect them is their gigantic eyes. Kind of freak me out sometimes. But the glasses kind of hide that. And he looks really cute to me. I like that. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I almost feel bad now stealing his outfit. But this is more of an experiment than anything. He might end up getting the outfit back. Who knows? Oh. So, I opened up this one. This one, I think it only had one item in it, and it looks like it's a watch. That's pretty cool. It's like a gold watch. Very cool. So it has like the date set in. That's really neat. I think that's just a little sticker that's on the inside of this. But that's pretty cool. It's like a digital watch. And I don't know if that's supposed to go on any particular hand, so we're just going to put it on this one. So there he is wearing his watch. I don't know if I put it on upside down. It's really hard to tell. That's a pretty cool looking watch. That might even work on a river. We'll have to try that. But I want to give him the accessories before I take them away. You know, give him his due. And then here is the third pack. I think this might be earrings, maybe. Okay, there's a necklace. Oh, yes. And some really, really tiny earrings. So it comes with a gold chain necklace. It's just all molded one piece. So there he is with that. That's pretty cool. And then he comes with two little stud earrings that look like this. They're supposed to be like diamond studs and they're gold. They're really tiny. I don't know if these will work on... Oh, you know what? River does not have pierced ears because they didn't start doing that until the later boy dolls. So he gets to keep his earrings. Alright, let's put these in his ears. They're really, really difficult. They're small. And I think once they go in, they're probably just going to stay in. I'm probably not going to try to remove them because I definitely don't want to lose them. They look really cool. So there are his earrings. Very cute. I like this. I actually really like this doll. So I probably will end up keeping him in my collection to some degree. Maybe I can give him some Ken clothes or something. I don't know. We'll see. Now this is his final piece. And look, it has little bees on it. And it's like a dry cleaning bag with a hanger coming out the top. And then, let's see. Inside we have, let's try to take this out. It's kind of, the paper on this feels like nice. Like maybe you're supposed to keep it. I don't know. All right, so okay. He comes with a hoodie with a big giant hood, and it's sleeveless. And does it have working pockets? Yes, it does. All right, let's see if we can put this on over his jacket. I wonder if that's the intention. Because it has really wide, sleeves. You're probably supposed to take off the jacket, maybe. I don't know. But there he is. He's got his hoodie on. The hood is kind of weird. There we go. These really stick out, but these you can actually pull. They're actually pulling the hoodie closed. I swear the detail on MGA dolls has always amazed me. This hood does fit on his head, sort of, kind of, but I don't want to ruin his hair, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Put him back on his stand for now. Give him his glasses. Okay, and there we have it. There is his full look. I gotta say, that's actually pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. And then, you have the brush, so I guess you could brush his hair, but you're gonna make it a lot more floofy, and it won't be as won't be standing up quite as much. So Man, he does not want to stay on this stand. There we go. Also, his hair seems to be shedding like almost like glitter. It's really kind of weird. It's getting all over his glasses. I don't know if it's the hair. I think it is. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to put his papers in this thing along with the hanger. That way we don't lose those. All right, so I think that was all that he came with. Just double checking. It does show like a blue basketball, which would have been a cool accessory, and it does show some headphones. That also would have been kind of a cool accessory, but it doesn't come with any of that. I think he came with a lot though, and like for $5 basically, that's kind of crazy. I mean, originally he was like $20 or something like that. So, wow, very cool. Okay, now comes the moment of truth. So, they are pretty much the same height. River is definitely taller by like an inch. So I don't know the glasses. I don't know if the glasses will work on River, but let's try. Oh my gosh, they do. That's pretty cool. I was actually not expecting those to work on him, and they look perfect. Okay. Definitely the earrings won't work. Let's do this so we can try different items on. This is fun. I think this is really fun. And you know what? I can use Prince B's brush on him. His hair definitely needs combed, and I still need to wash him. I have not washed him obviously because we're still just testing things. I'm gonna try to dye his hair to a rich brown color, not unlike this color. I kind of want to see if I can get the blue to be that color, and there's ways to do it using like color theory and dyeing different colors on top of that teal or turquoise to get it to look like the right color. All right, so I am comparing their feet, which are very different. So I don't think River will be able to wear these shoes at all. Definitely not. Nope. Definitely not going to work. So I'm going to need to get some rainbow high shoes for him. I have some extra boy shoes from doing customs and from some of the accessory packs. So hopefully I have a pair I can use for him. All right, let's try out the rest of the clothes on River. He can probably wear the necklace too. Let's try that. Oh yeah, definitely he can wear the necklace. That looks pretty good. So I'm making a pile of things that he can use. These are things he can use. These are things he can't. Let's try this hoodie. Now, the hoodie might not work. Let's see. Oh, it does fit over his head. Because OMG dolls have big heads too. I feel like in some ways MGA made the clothes or made the dolls similar enough so that they could trade and share clothes. So there's the hoodie on him, which looks kind of cool, to be honest. I like it. And he can even probably wear the hood. Well, I would have to put it on and then close it in the back. All right, let's take that off for now. It's nice to know that also works. So we'll put it here in that works pile. And let's kind of see what else this guy has to wear. Okay, he has the watch. I'm going to take the hand off. That's a really easy way to get the watch on and off. And River's hands also come off. And then let's see if this works. Yes. So River can wear the watch. So that's another item that he can steal from Prince B. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Prince B. Your outfit, basically you are a fashion pack for me. I mean, that price for $5, it's cheaper than a fashion pack. So if I could always pick up another one of him. I keep seeing him at all of the TJ Maxx that I go to. So here's actually, he has 3 pieces, well, 4 if you count the hoodie. So he has the jacket that's over top of this, which is a long sleeved black shirt with a gold honeycomb print, and it even has like faux buttons down the front. But then he has this like vest on top, which has a little clasp in the front. If I can get it to work. There we go. Yeah, so it has this little plastic thing that you can pull off, and then that comes off. Oops. And then that's what his shirt looks like without the vest, which is really cool looking, actually. And then here's the vest. It's very like boy band looking. And then it has like the faux zipper on the back, and it's covered in like black glitter, which is really cool. And then the jacket. Take a closer look at that. It has really nice detail to it. I love that. Especially here in the front, it says LOL OMG B. It has a crown. It's very cool. All right, we'll try that vest on River here in a second. I want to try this on. Oh, okay. So this does not Velcro all the way down in the back. That seems like a bizarre choice. I wonder why that is. Okay. Also, his pants are elastic. They do not have I don't think the pants are going to fit River, even though they're elastic. Man, they are really hard to get off of him because he has those rubbery legs, which I swear the knees are supposed to bend, but they don't. Okay, maybe it's only the girl dolls that have bendable legs. He has some really skinny looking legs. And then this shirt, I'm not sure. I guess you have to take it off and pull it down, like over him. So I don't think that's going to fit River either. So poor guy, he's now naked. Let's give him, his hands are huge though. I feel like his hands are actually bigger than River's. Alright, so there's Prince B. Poor guy. I will give you your clothes back if they don't fit on River. Alright, I don't think these pants are going to fit River, but that was kind of my hope, is that they would. So let's try. They have this like spot right here that's kind of restricting, but I think once you get River's feet through that, it might actually fit. All right, so the pants do fit him. That makes me super happy. They look really good. And then eventually I can just tie that like into a little bow in the front probably. But I'm going to leave it like that as is. All right, so the shirt though. I don't think this is going to work because we cannot stretch that to get around River's thighs. So that we're going to have to give back to Prince B along with his shoes. So let's try. We can put this little vest on him without a shirt. Maybe this will work. I don't know. It might be too tight too. Oh. Oh my gosh. It does fit him. Okay. And then let's try putting the jacket on him. Alright, so the jacket does fit on him. And then it basically, this makes him look like he's a Prince B stan. You know? He loved Prince B. And then we already did try that on, so we know that's going to work. Which would probably look pretty cool, actually. And there, see, the hood even fits his head, which is something that you never get with Rainbow High clothing. If a Rainbow High doll comes with something with a hood, it never is big enough to fit on their head. So that's kind of cool to actually see him wearing a hood over his head. Now, of course, the hair is showing out the back. But that's pretty cool. And then here, let's give him the watch. Alright, and there he is with pretty much the full outfit on. He just doesn't have the shoes, the shirt, and right now he doesn't have the necklace on because you can't really put it over the hoodie. But that's pretty cool looking. Does the stands work for them? Yeah, kinda does. That's kind of interesting that the stands actually work for Rainbow High. I'm gonna see if I have an actual Rainbow High stand that would work for him. Maybe something gold or black. Gold would be really cool because that's kind of what I'm going for him. He's gonna be like a custom character that's gold themed, and I'll have to come up with a name for him. If you have any ideas for a character's name that's gold themed, I'd love to hear. Leave a comment down below right now, and then you'll see, maybe I'll come up with a name, and it'll be interesting to see if you pick one that's similar to what I come up with. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get him back out of these clothes, and I'm going to go take him to the spa and give him a hair dye, and then we'll take a look at what he looks like afterwards. I'm not going to show the hair dyeing on camera. If you want to see how I dye Rainbow High hair on other dolls, it'll be very similar process, and I have other videos. Especially I have ones where you can use just normal RIT dye, and it'll only dye the hair, it won't dye the skin. So I'll put a link to one of those down below, or you can even hit the iCard up here. There will be this video to go watch, and that way if you don't know how to do it, you can learn how. Alright, so we'll be right back. We are back. I have my custom all done, but before I show them to you, we need to give this poor guy an outfit since I stole most of it from him. And also, I did figure out that his knees do bend. They do bend and snap, but they only do it like one time. I think that's how they usually are. It's just the one time. Whereas like older Barbies would like snap like multiple times, so you could get like a lot more motion. So I dug out some Ken clothes, and mostly shorts, actually all shorts, because Ken pants were way too long for him. So I have like a bunch of different ones here that I thought might work. They might be a little baggy. I think they all have Velcro except for these. These are elastic, so those might actually work, but they do have blue, so I wasn't sure if blue would work. And we do have some blue jeans, and then these orange ones. I think the orange ones or the brown ones might be the way to go. I'm going to try the orange ones because I think these were from a slim Ken. Now, I had a lot of fun customizing this doll. This was a very, like, impromptu custom that was inspired by finding this guy in the store. So you'll have to let me know what you think of it when you finally see him. Okay, so those do work okay. They're a little baggy in the back, but from the front they look pretty good. So I think we'll go with those. I think purple just wouldn't work. I think this is too similar to his skin tone. These would work as well, maybe. So let's try these actually real quick. It'll be either the orange ones or these ones, these black ones. So, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. So I ended up creating like a custom logo really quickly to print on that white shirt that came with River. And for that, I actually used this white fabric transfer paper, which is really cool. I got this for another custom that I am working on for their shirt, and it tells you all how to do it on the back there. And this is the side you print on, and you have to make sure you print the mirrored image, because when you transfer it, it'll be the mirrored version. So if there's any words, make sure it's a mirrored image before you transfer it. I made that mistake the first time. So anyway, I can't wait to show that to you. So you know what? I think these actually look better than the orange ones. So we'll keep these, and then we'll give him his shoes back. And I let him also just keep that little vest. I didn't think I didn't need it for my custom River. So there we go. That'll be what he looks like in my collection, because I am going to keep him because I think he's super cute. And I really like these shoes he has and everything. His pants are falling down though. I'll probably see if I can find something better. Maybe some junior high River clothes would fit him, but then they'd be blue. I don't know. We'll see. So here is my custom. I even found a kind of gold colored stand for him. And let me show you what he looks like. So for the shirt, I created this logo of a bee to kind of go with the whole bee theme with rainbow, and it says rainbow. When I transferred it, it got a little smudged. You can see the footage here of me transferring it. And also, I'll show how I removed where it said like Paris and had a rainbow underneath it. It was really easy to do that. I just used some, I washed the shirt first because it had stains on it. The stains actually pretty much all came out. And then while it was wet, I used some acetone and lifted that right off a few times, and then it kind of rubbed it off. And then I washed it again because it kind of rubbed onto the fabric. And then I let it dry. And then that's when I went and did this transfer process, which first time doing that, I think I did a pretty good job. It's a little crooked, but it's for white fabric because it is white paper. And so if you cut it around the image, it'll be like you can barely see it. I cut mine a little too low. You can see the like kind of shininess of it right there, but it's really hard to tell. So also I dyed his hair. Let me take the sunglasses off. And I changed his eyes out. So here's how I did the eyes. It was kind of a first time for me with a boy Rainbow Hideout. I've changed eye colors, swapped eye chips with many Rainbow High girl dolls. I've gotten pretty good at it. It's a learning curve. And then his are even more of a learning curve because they're completely different shape. And I took them from my other custom that I made a long time ago before I even started my channel. So they have now the swapped eyes. And I think this guy, he looks super good with these eyes, with his color palette. This is Finn Rosado, who I use as the base for him. And I painted his shoes and dyed his clothing to be more pink and his hair to be more pink. What I love is it dyes the flocked hair, and it did that on River. So he has like this kind of goldish orange flocked hair on the back of his head, and it kind of fades into a brown kind of, it's a little green, I will say, and especially on camera it's a little greenish blue. I tried counteracting that by dyeing it with like yellow rit, orange, some pink, and then finally some fuchsia and some scarlet to kind of try to blend that out. But I think from the front it looks really cool. It looks brown. I love it. I might still in the future further customize him into a mini-me, because this was mostly an experiment just to see if I could come up with a custom doll like on the fly. Now for his shoes, I used Aiden Russell's translucent pair of shoes. You can see this part right here where the laces are still translucent. I left it that way because I didn't want to have to take the laces out. And I basically just painted these using acrylic markers. I bought this set of acrylic markers from Ross, and I bought those a while back, and I've used them before. They work especially well on Rainbow High shoes. I definitely recommend it. These aren't perfect by any means, but I think they turned out pretty good. They match his outfits for the most part. I love it. He's still has the OMG on the back, which is kind of funny. But I think he's really cute. I gave him the watch too, so he has the watch. I asked everyone to come up with a name for him, and I'm still kind of thinking. I'm not sure what to name him. I'm almost worried if I name him, then I won't want to customize him further into the mini-me, and I'll have to get another River, but you know what? That's fine. But I do want to have one of me that has brown eyes, so we'll see. I don't know. He might end up being the custom. So I think a good name for him would be like maybe Gordon Goldberg. So this is Gordon Goldberg. And he is the son of a rich clothing designer. We'll say that. And he basically paid his family paid his way into Rainbow High, and he's terrible at designing clothes. And everyone's kind of resentful of that. He has a whole backstory. And you know what? He still has fun at the school, and he's trying to get better. Now, this is a normal girl doll stand, so it doesn't, the waist thing doesn't really work with him. So usually if I need a doll stand for a boy doll, I just take the clip off the back, and then I just put the stand up the back of their shirt or their jacket. And there you go. There he has his stand. So they're going to be friends. Yeah, totally friends. In fact, he'll let him wear his sunglasses again for now. And this guy, in case you're wondering, I made him, he was like my first boy custom that I made probably a good 2 years ago now, like over 2 years. And I just thought he turned out really cute. I have a really hard time remembering names that even I give my characters. And I'm trying to remember what his name was. And I have it written down. Let me see if I can find it. So I have them all written down for all of my customs here. So his name was Rubio Lyons. And his whole thing is that he's from the UK and he's a cosmetology focus. And I was kind of theming all my dolls back then over gemstones. So he was based on ruby. So ruby was his color. So it's very fitting. He's gold, because gold might not be a gemstone, but it's definitely a jewelry. It's it's used in jewelry just like rubies are. So I think it's perfect. And he keeps falling out of his stand. Let's see how they look next to each other. Yeah, they look pretty cool next to each other. They both have some gold on them. Very, very cool. You'll have to let me know what you think of this custom. I might try re-dyeing his hair again to try to get rid of this greenish bluish tint. It's really hard to get rid of that. If anyone has any recommendations for a RIT color to try to neutralize that blue tone, let me know. I have quite a few colors, but I might need to pick up the specific one for him, so I'll have to head to the craft store. So let me know down in the comments if you know that. Also, just like the video if you liked it. I hope you had fun today. Share the video. Also, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit that bell for notifications. And take care. We'll see you again for another toy hunt very soon. And I have some more just general unboxings coming up very soon as well. So take care out there. Love you guys. Bye.